Random word discussions. This is the first take. This is the first time. This is the first test. Get your ass in line. Got a random word generator open here and gonna generate some words. We'll see what comes to mind. This episode is really just a test because I'm trying to eliminate one of my recording or one of can't fucking talk this evening. Good evening, first of all, or good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you find yourself in the world right now. I am your host, Tony Kaizen. This is Real English Radio, and I'm trying to eliminate one of the pieces of my recording equipment. I'm trying to eliminate a piece of my recording equipment. I'm gonna let you know right now I can't talk. Or I guess a more accurate thing to say is I'm a little tongue-tied, so my apologies in advance, ladies and gentlemen. As I was saying, third time's the charm, right, Tom? I'm trying to remove a piece of my recording equipment setup to see if I can basically minimize my, what would I call it? My electronic footprint? I don't fucking know. But you know, when I'm recording, what I got in front of me right now, at least, is my laptop. Can't live without this fucking thing. My recorder, my external hard drive, the boom arm, which is supporting the microphone a few inches from my face, and the power cord, of course, you know. And before I removed that other piece, I had a mixer on this table, and it's just so much space. And I'm trying to, I like to travel light. I've said that before on a podcast. And if I can get rid of something I don't need in my bags, that is like, whatever weight gets removed from my back and shoulders is worth its weight in gold. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the majority of the shit I travel with is recording equipment, electronics and shit. Not that I'm complaining, you know, but it's like I try to minimize that load, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to be walking around with unnecessary weight. I mean, literally and figuratively. You understand what I'm saying? Reminds me of a Erykah Badu song, Bag a Lady, you gon' hurt your back. How did it go? Carrying all in bags like that. Hang on, I gotta find that shit now. I gotta find that shouter. 1 second. Bag lady. If y'all don't know who Erykah Badu is, what the fuck are you doing with your life, man? Get it together. Get it together. Here we go. I'm gonna play it. Oh, shit.
Bag lady, you gon' hurt your back. Dragging all them bags like that. I guess nobody ever told you all you must hold on to is you, is you, is you. One day, all them bags gon' get in your way. I said one day.
All right, I can't play the whole song. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to put that in the podcast because, you know, they'd be tripping when you play copywritten content, which I can understand. But, I mean, I'm not trying to, you know, it's 20 seconds, man. Chill the fuck out. You put 6 seconds of a song in a piece of your content, especially on YouTube, and they want to flag your shit. You cannot monetize this video, or we're going to be sharing the monetization rights with the owner of this copywritten content. Yep. And I get it, man. I get it, you know, but it's 6 seconds, bro. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. Anyway, what I was trying to say is you don't want to walk around with all that unnecessary weight, bag lady. You're going to hurt your back carrying all them bags like that. I guess nobody ever told you all you must hold on to is you. Man, y'all better... Man, I gotta put a link to this album in the description of this episode. The name of the album is Mama's Gun, and the artist, the singer, is Erykah Badu. Just in case y'all don't want to, you know, go to the description, click the link. You can search yourself if you like the extra work. You know, if you like a challenge. I don't know. What was I talking about? Yeah, I keep getting off track. So you don't want to carry all that extra weight. So I'm just testing this out to see, can I manage without my mixer? And the purpose of the mixer, for those of y'all that are curious, the only reason I had it was just because it allows me to modify the way my voice sounds when I'm recording. Now, I know you might be thinking, what, Tony, have you been recording with a fake fucking voice? You fucking fraud! Chill out, bro. Chill out. What I mean when I say modify my voice is like just enhance it. You know what I mean? I'm not talking about no auto-tune or no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not into that. I'm just saying like boost the highs, boost the lows just a little bit. And the lows, for those of you that don't know, are the deep tones of your voice. The low tones with all the bass. You know what I'm saying? I think it's time I take a moment to comment on the fact that the bass guitar is one of the most underrated instruments ever created in recorded history. And I think the world should know that. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, when you listen to those tones, that's not what a bass guitar sounds like. That's okay. That's not what it sounds like. But you've heard a bass guitar. You know what? You get the point I was trying to make. So those are the lows. You know, the bass tones. So if I'm talking like this, there's not much bass in my voice, man. You know what I'm saying? There's no bass there. And those highs, the highs are what you just heard. The higher tones up here, up in the nose, right? Up in the nasal cavity. Those are the highs. And your S's and your T's are in the higher frequency ranges, you know. And so when you have a mixer, you can modify the lows, the mids, and the highs. And so to accentuate your natural voice, you can boost the lows a little bit so it sounds nice and rich, you know what I mean? Smooth, like fucking cognac and Cuban cigars, you know what I'm saying? You can modify those mids. I don't know too much about the mids, but I guess that's where, if you ever heard an audio recording and it sounds kind of like they're in a box or something like that, I guess the mids are all fucked up. Maybe the mids are too high. And if it sounds almost like kind of muffled like this, then the mids are probably super low. I'm trying my best to learn little by little about audio engineering and how to get the right sound, because I'm sure y'all don't even pay attention to this type of shit. But I do. I mean, I'm producing the podcast and I listen to the episode and I want the audio to be the last thing you think about. You know what I mean? Not like, damn, this shit sounds super harsh, or there's lots of static, or, you know, the background noise is too distracting, or I can hear his voice, but it's not clear. It makes it harder to understand. Like, you want clear, crisp audio, right? But it's just such technical shit. And every time I watch a YouTube video about it, I get sleepy. So I'm like, they don't care. Any audio is audio, right? Audio that you can produce is audio that's good enough, if you ask me, for all you aspiring content creators. Don't worry about getting the most expensive, sickest mic that you see all the other podcasters with, or the fucking latest 17th generation of the Canon 5 Mark 76 with the 50 millimeter $2,000 1.2 lens. You don't need all that shit. All right? If you got an idea, you want to make content, start with whatever you got. And if you're listening to this, you probably got a smartphone. I'm willing to bet. And that's enough. You can record a podcast with a smartphone. You can record TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube videos and edit the shit on your phone. You can write blog posts, fucking books. Even if you don't like typing with your thumbs, you have speech to text. At least on my phone, it has speech to text. You can just hit the microphone icon and just talk into the phone and it'll transcribe what you're saying and boop, text message sent, baby. I love that fucking feature, man. I almost never text anymore. It's just either speech to text or voice message, bro. I got shit to do, you know? I don't know where I saw this. Probably on TikTok or in a podcast or something. And this guy was talking about how sometimes you'd be watching people sending a text message and their thumbs are moving like 75 miles a minute. It's like, Jesus Christ. So fucking fast. And even still, when you really stop and think about it, we've actually reduced the ability to type fast, because on a keyboard you can use 8 fingers, right? And a thumb. Really, you can use all 5 fingers if you want when you're typing. It's just. But on a phone, you just have your 2 fucking thumbs. Now, some of y'all might not be old enough to know what I'm talking about, but I remember when the BlackBerry came out. And I just distinctly remember how fucking small those little keys were. And I was asking myself, how do you text on something like this? This shit must take so fucking long. You spend more time deleting the letters you didn't mean to type than actually typing the fucking letters you want to type. They were so fucking tiny. If you don't know what a BlackBerry is, just Google that shit and you'll see what I mean. First generation, second generation. They were so tiny, bro. I remember watching a video, because I like watching behind the scenes shit for musicians and actors and stuff like that, just seeing how all the major project comes to be, like the whole process. Who was involved? What was the thinking behind it? What challenges did they face? The most boring moments in most people's eyes, I really like to see behind the scene, you know? And I just remember Drake. This was back when, what song was he? The song that you might equate with the time period I'm talking about, or that you might remember from this time period, is, I don't remember the fucking name, bro. I better find your loving. I better find your heart. What's fucking crazy to me is that song came from the same man that wrote, bro, I can't remember any of this man's songs' names. It's gonna fucking irritate me. Hold on, I have to find it now. We cannot continue this podcast until I find the song I'm talking about. So, 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. You know how it is, man. Sometimes the song comes to your head, but you can't remember exactly how it goes, or you can't remember the name. And it's like, I'm not a fucking quitter. So if I can't think of the name, I won't stop until I remember it. That's just, I just got that kind of spirit. You know what I'm saying? I just got it in me. You know what I'm saying? I don't take fucking no for an answer. You know what I'm saying? Man, please. Watch out. What is the name of that fucking song? You know what? I'm looking at the wrong album. I'm looking at the wrong fucking album. It was on So Far Gone. 2009, bro. 2009. That's wild. Thought it was 2009. What the fuck? Okay. I'm gonna have to edit this part of the fucking podcast out. It's taking so long because I can't find this. What is that? You know what? No fucking shit, Tone. Find your love. Ain't those the words I was just singing? I better find your loving. Fuck out of here. I can't play it because they're gonna block my shit. I don't want to get sued by Drizzy. I'm trying to get sued by Drizzy. I don't have that type of paper. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, I don't even remember why I was telling you about that. I better find you. Oh, yeah. Right. So I was watching this behind the scenes video with Drake. It was around the time, I guess it was back in 2008, 2009. I don't know. And it really doesn't even fucking matter. It doesn't even matter. It is not relevant to the story, as I'm just now realizing. So I was watching some behind the scenes video of Drake talking about how he writes his songs. And this man was writing his raps on a BlackBerry. I'm like, let me get this straight. You're writing the lyrics of your album with your thumbs. This motherfucker wrote an album with his thumbs. You understand that? In what other era could you have said something like that? 50 years ago, our parents, or my parents, or grandparents, great-grandparents cannot say the words, he wrote an album with his thumbs. We can say that. Millennials, we got that shit over our parents. You understand? Next time your parents say, you fucking millennials don't know shit, I say, oh yeah, guess what? We got a guy that fucking wrote an album with his fucking thumbs. How you like that? How you like that shit? Millennials forever. Millennials. What do y'all think about Gen Z? I didn't want to go here, but talking about nothing. The rules of the engagement are I say what comes to mind. So, what do y'all think about Gen Z? I'm not going to say anything. I just want to take this moment to ask y'all, what do y'all think about Gen Z? They're in a strange place, man, because I think my generation was the last generation to know what life is like without cell phones, without smartphones, without social media, or social media in its current form. Social media is not a new concept, right? But in its current form, like I remember what that was like. And I'm not, I said earlier, like, I don't know if you're old enough to know what a BlackBerry is. And now I hear myself saying, oh, I'm old enough to remember what it was like when there were no cell phones. You remember that? Those people that just like have to make an effort to let you know they're from a time that's better than this one. Back in my day, we actually had to look at people to talk to them. You remember that? Yeah, I'm not trying to come off as one of those people, so my apologies. Cause that shit irritates me, man. Those people, especially like the older generations, the ones that like have to every chance they get remind you that you're a baby in comparison to them. Anytime you might just mention something that's going on with your life. Let's say you're still a baby. You have plenty of time. Relax. It's like, who the fuck asked you? You know what I mean? I'm still a baby. You know? Am I tripping? It's like, why do they feel the need to constantly reference how young somebody is, and then they're offended when you reference how fucking old they are? It seems like a double standard in my book. I'm no fucking philosopher or lawyer, but there seems to be an inconsistency in the defendant's logic, Your Honor. I object. There seems to be a bit of a double standard there. And because the reason it irritates me is because it's fucking dismissive, It's fucking dismissive. It's obnoxious. Imagine if somebody continually felt the need. They felt the need to continually point out something other than your age. Like that seems normal for some reason. But imagine if they're like, you are so fat. Dude, you are so short, You are so whatever. I don't fucking know. I don't know. That would be weird, but like it's cool for old people to be like, dude, you are so fucking young. Your life hasn't even started yet. What are you talking about? What do you know? It's like, what? Man, watch out, bro. I just think it's weird. I guess it's like from a place of insecurity, if I'm being empathetic. It's probably just them insecure about how old they are. So they have to project that onto young people and be like, you haven't been through shit. You don't know half the shit I've been through. They have to like wear it like a badge of honor, Do you know what I survived? Huh? You don't know what life is yet. Huh? Wait till you got 6 fucking kids. You gotta pay the goddamn rent. Huh? You gotta work 12 hours a day, 3 hours in traffic, fucking wife yelling at you and shit. Wait till you see. You don't know shit about life. Huh? 26 years old, think you're hot shit? Huh? You don't know shit. Wait till you hit your 60s, buddy. Then you'll know what life is. I'm just saying, that shit's annoying. That's all I'm trying to say. And what I'm trying to say as well is like, why do you feel the need to constantly point it out? That's what I'm asking. What I'm trying to say is just because you're 70 doesn't mean you've lived more life than somebody who's 17. Right? And you talk to enough people, you listen to enough stories, you see enough shit, you realize like just because you're old doesn't mean you've lived, bro. Just because you're older doesn't mean you have more experience. You just existed more days than the other person, right? That's really what I'm trying to say. It's like typically it's people that don't even know you. It's like you're a baby. You haven't even lived yet. It's like, how the fuck do you know? What do you know about what I've been through? I don't know. Am I taking that? Am I taking that too seriously? Just like, bruh, chill the fuck out. I know how old I am. You know. How did we get here? There's all, you know what? I guess every talking about nothing, every time I freestyle, I end up at this point, you know, and I gotta be honest with you, man. I talk a lot of shit about remaining positive, having faith, looking towards the future, trying to do what you know you should be doing, expecting the best, giving it your best shot. Who cares if you fail? And I mean every word. But I'll be honest with you. I don't say that shit just because it sounds good or I'm trying to motivate you. And it's not really it. Like, what I'm trying to say is, generally speaking, like the majority of my life, I've been a really negative dude. Like, see the glass is half empty kind of dude. And just I don't know exactly how old I was, what the exact moment was, but just over time, I guess, maybe not everybody, but as I got older, I got more and more introspective, or I guess reflective would be a better word. And it's like, bruh, I just noticed one day, because I talk to myself like a lot, probably more than the average human should, because it's a good way to organize my thoughts and, you know, figure out what it is I really think. Conversations with yourself are really helpful or healthy, you know, or at least it can be, because I guess some people talk to themselves in really, you know, negative ways, which I understand. I've been there, man. But getting back to my point, I just realized one day, like, dude, why am I so fucking negative, dude? Like, why am I always thinking negative shit? Or why am I always more attentive to what's wrong than what's right? And I just realized that it was affecting every aspect of my life, all my relationships, the way I thought about myself and the world, the future, everything, bro. And it's like, nobody wants to be around a negative piece of shit. Just a fucking Debbie Downer motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Just a wet towel on every fucking bonfire. No, bro. And even if you ride solo, I'm not even if it's not like even if you're not around other people all the time, just for yourself. You probably don't even like being around yourself, or I didn't like being around myself because I was so fucking negative. Everything was just negative. And so it definitely wasn't like overnight, because it's a continual process, but just like actively just made the decision to actively try to go in a positive direction with everything. Focus on positivity, think positive thoughts, say positive things, do positive shit, you know, believe in yourself. Remember what you've already done, all the shit you've already been through, shit like that, you know? And the reason I'm telling you this is because maybe nobody ever told you before and you just need to hear it. Like, you can choose to be positive. You can choose to think differently, do different shit, and try to be a different person. Whether that's better or worse, I guess, is for you to decide. But what I'm trying to say is you can change, you know, your situation, or like the way you think about shit, the way you see the world. And I think a lot of times it's necessary, bro. So don't think I'm just a negative person. You could change that if you want to. And maybe you never even realized how fucking negative you are. So start paying attention to the shit you say to yourself, the shit you think about, what you focus on. What do you really spend your time doing? If I ask you, what are your thoughts on the future? What would you say? That type of shit, you know? You might learn something about yourself. Just, you know, as far as the talking to yourself thing, I can't really give any pointers on that. I'm not sure how healthy it actually is. I mean, I guess it depends on the person, right? But yeah, for me, it's helpful. Writing takes too fucking long, so I rather just talk. That's why I'm not a writer, bro. Like, I should be a writer. Ever since I was young, I communicated much better writing things than I did saying things. But it just takes too fucking long, bro. It takes too long. I don't have that kind of patience. And then you know, if you're writing with a pen, then your hand starts to fucking hurt. And, you know, my brain's moving 700 times faster than my hand is. I don't know. I guess that's the problem. Maybe I should write in order to get better at focusing, slowing down, taking my time to write each and every letter. Maybe that's what I should be doing, but Fuck that. I saw a post somewhere on Instagram. I think it was a meme or some shit. Maybe it was a tweet. I've been spending too much time on social lately, which is not like me. That is not like me, bro. I've been trying to be like fucking militant about my exposure to social media because it is such a fucking time suck. It is so easy to lose so much of your day and thus so much of your week and so much of your life looking at a fucking cell phone, man. And I'm not judging anybody who does it. I'm just saying personally, I'm like, yo, how many hours? How many hours? And not, not even to do some productive shit, just to distract myself. So I've been trying to be super fucking militant, like only to post something or read something or execute on something, right? Be very disciplined with the cell phone usage. Been doing my best. But last couple of days, man, I don't know what's been going on. I've been using it a little too much. And I saw this post, and this guy was I think it was a tweet, or it doesn't matter. What he said in the post was, I just saw something on the internet, some kid from Gen Z, and it was like a TikTok challenge, I think it was. And the challenge is like, see if you can write your name without lifting the pen off the paper. And I guess this dude was a millennial, or what came before millennials? Boomers, right? It was a millennial or a boomer, and he said, "Congratulations, kid, you just discovered Cursive." And as I said, man, as I just told you that, I just remembered that there are people from all over the world listening to this. And the reason I'm highlighting that is because I don't know what y'all call cursive in your native language. I don't even know if they write like that in all countries. I would assume so, but I guess only in countries where they use Latin-based languages, right? I guess that's the only time cursive would work, right? For those of y'all that don't know, maybe you've never seen cursive before. You've probably seen standard handwriting in the English language or Spanish or Portuguese, Italian, French, German. And we use the Latin alphabet. There's 26, 27 letters. Don't quote me on that. There's less than 30. I can tell you that for sure. And typically we write them one by one. Write one letter, lift the pen off the paper, move over a little bit, put the pen down and write the next letter and repeat. That's how we write words. Cursive, you're writing the entire word without lifting your pen off the paper, right? So Tony, I write all 4 letters and my pen never leaves the paper. That's what it means to write in cursive. Whatever you're imagining right now, I'm not sure if that's how standard cursive looks, but that's the idea of cursive. That's the best I can explain it without showing it to you, right? And so these Gen Zers were saying, oh, let's TikTok challenge, write your name without lifting your pen challenge, because apparently they don't teach kids to write in cursive in school anymore. And so these Gen Zers have just discovered it. And they're acting like it was invented recently. And so the millennial, the Gen, or the boomer, or whatever the fuck, he was like, congratulations, you just discovered cursive. So the moral of that story is, what, Mr. Kaizen? I really don't remember why I was telling you that. I'm a little off tonight. I'm not gonna lie to you. Just feeling a bit scattered brain. I need to, do y'all meditate? I've been thinking about picking it up again. Because I remember when I was consistent with it for like 3 days, I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome, man. It's really relaxing and I feel like I can focus and all that shit that every single person who starts meditating says. And then I didn't stick with it. And, I don't know. I've been going for walks early in the morning, like as soon as I wake up, because I actually prefer just walking as opposed to going to the gym, if I'm being honest with you. I really dislike the gym. I really dislike it. I dislike working out. Intentionally, purposely getting in your car or getting on your bike, putting on your fucking shoes and walking to a building just so you can lift heavy shit. What the fuck is the point of this? Is what I ask myself anytime I'm lifting weights at the gym. Like, why am I doing this shit? What the fuck? What the fuck? What a waste of time. Bruh, I don't know what it is. Some people are just blessed with the fucking desire to be in the gym. Fucking gym rats. Creatine, bro. I got my creatine, bro. You know? I'm protein shaking it up. Yeah, I put my oats and my peanut butter and strawberries and bananas in there, man. And my whey protein, 16 grams. 16 grams. Whey protein, 16 grams. And then I put it in the fucking blender. I put my fucking low-fat milk in that bitch and mix that shit up. Good to go. Breakfast on the go, my friends. Got to protein it up before I hit the gym. And I run a 20K. And I lift the 60 kilos today. Yeah, you want to see me deadlift? You want to see me deadlift, bro? Fucking gym rats, man. I just wasn't blessed with that gene. I'm not trying to go to a building and lift heavy shit just because. I could be playing soccer right now. Playing fucking football. You understand what I'm saying? That's my version of exercise and working out. I would much rather play football with my friends or I mean, I really don't even play any other sports like that. I played basketball when I was younger. But for those of you that know me personally, you know I'm a bit on the shorter side, so basketball ain't that ain't for me, bro. You got to be what's the shortest you can be and actually be taken seriously in the NBA? 5'11"? I don't fucking know. And I am not 5'11", so so basketball would never, volleyball neither, you know? Anything you got to jump unnecessarily. I'm out, bro. I'm out. Running, I got you. Lifting, miss me, you know? So I prefer to play football or just go for a walk, go for a long walk through a quiet park. Don't y'all just love it when you go to a public park and there's some fucking delightful individual who felt the need to bring an external speaker and play music that nobody wants to fucking hear? Jesus Christ. Maybe they don't do that in your country. In my country, people don't give a fuck. It's like, bro, or when you go to the beach and it's the same shit, bro. Why are you going to a public beach, cranking your music as loud as you possibly can, as if this is your private fucking island? We don't want to hear that shit, bruh. What are the chances that everybody on the beach wants to hear the same song that you're playing right now? Jesus fucking Christ. I get it if it's like 4th of July. I get it if it's fucking New Year's. You go to the beach to party. But, you know, on a Saturday in fucking April, what are we doing here, bro? Show some fucking consideration, some goddamn courtesy for your fellow man or woman, right? I don't know. That's a really interesting thing to think about because it really varies from culture to culture. I'm sure half of you listening right now were like, bro, what's the big deal? I want to play music at the beach. Nobody owns the beach. If I want to play my fucking music, I'm going to play my music. Suck a dick. Then the other half is like, yes, Tony, finally somebody understands what I'm trying to say. Why the fuck, you know, why the fuck are you bringing that shit to the beach, you know? Are you incapable of sitting alone with your thoughts, staring at the ocean like all the other depressed people here at the beach? What the fuck is wrong with you? God damn. Embrace your depression, sir. Jesus. I don't know. It's different from culture to culture, right? Some people don't give a shit and they think it's normal. Other people don't care, you know? It's like, whatever. And to others, it's like, dude, I see that the same as the people who get on a public bus or train and feel the need to talk as loud as they can possibly talk to someone that is 8 inches from them. Or play their fucking music as loud as they can play it without wearing headphones. What the fuck are we doing here, bro? You know? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? I see that shit. I just want to like grab the phone, throw it out the fucking window. What's wrong with you? Now you hear nothing. Listen to the streets. You like this album? It's called Riding Through the Neighborhood with I'm not gonna say that. I felt it getting like angrier and angrier, meaner and meaner. That's not the point of this episode. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. Let's keep it positive. I'm just saying, bro, show some fucking respect for the people around you. Headphones are not that expensive, man. Go get your ass to Walmart or whatever the equivalent is in your country. Headphones are probably $3 maximum. Plug them in, play them to your heart's fucking content. We don't want to hear that shit, you know? You get on the train, there's 60 other people in the same cabin. You don't need to talk that loud. The person you're talking to is standing right next to you. They taught us in school, use your inside voice. Right? Your inside voice, they're sitting right next to you. Why do you need to be that loud? Fucking A. But in some cultures, that is the norm. That's the normal thing to do. We talk loud. We express ourselves. We're passionate. And I'm like, I get it, man. But just, you know, I don't know. Just, you know, loud people. Just unnecessarily loud. I mean, loud people in situations where there's absolutely no need to be loud. If you're in a club and the music is so loud you can barely think, I understand why you're yelling. That's the only way I'm going to hear what you're saying. If we're in a fucking doctor's office, have you ever been in a doctor's office? Just by me saying those words, you immediately imagine how fucking quiet it was. I didn't even have to say anything. So we're in a doctor's office and you're talking to me like we're in a club. Why the fuck are you so loud? Tone it down 3 or 4 notches, bruh. Fucking A. Just got over an ear infection, man. You trying to blow my shit out again. Shit, it was blew in, now you trying to blow it out. What the fuck? I don't know. How do y'all feel about public displays of affection? This is another question I got for you. Because this also varies from culture to culture. You go some places and you're walking down the street and right there at the bus stop on the little bench, right there at the bus stop, broad daylight. People walking by, other people sitting on that same bench, and you see a couple right there on the end, or even better, in the middle of a group of people, right there on the bench, waiting for the bus, just fucking playing the sickest game of tongue tag you've ever seen in your life. I'm talking tongue boxing. One has his throat in the other one's throat. That's not what I meant to say. One has one's tongue in the other one's throat, just slobbing each other the fuck down. Hear all the smacking and slobbing and sucking and fucking, you know? I'm talking about kissing, folks. Very aggressive, wet French kissing. Right there on the bus stop. As if they're about to, like, engage in sexual intercourse. I'm talking that level kissing, bro. Just right there on the bus stop, as if nobody's around. That's normal in some places. That's what you do. In other places, it's like, yo, get a fucking room, dog. What are we doing here? Do you not know where you at right now? Like, this is public. This is the bus stop. We on 82nd Street. We outside. We can see you. Get a fucking room. If you're ever kissing your girl or your guy out in public and somebody says, get a room, what they mean is go rent a hotel room. Take that shit to a private place and do what y'all do. But this is the street. We are in public. We don't have sex in public. And for those of y'all that are fine with PDA, you're saying, Tony, kissing's not fucking sex. What's wrong with you? There's nothing wrong with kissing in public. Nothing wrong with grabbing a little bit of that ass. It's fat. I'm grabbing it. All right? Sue me. And you're right. It's not sex per se. But for some people, it's a bit much, right? You know, this sexual activity in general. A little kiss here, a little kiss there. Do what you got to do. But slobbing each other down to the point where you can taste what she had for lunch yesterday. It's a bit much for some people, you know? I'm kind of, you know, I don't really give a shit, but to be honest, like extreme PDA with like what I just described, it's like, dude, get a fucking room, you know? We don't need to see that shit. Take that. That's a private activity. Take that shit to a private place. Fucking kids out here, man. There's kids in the street. Even the adults. We don't want to see that shit either. Y'all about to fuck on a public. Y'all about to have sex at the bus stop. You know? Groping each other and shit. Squeezing a little titty there. Got your hand on his package or whatever the fuck. Come on, man. Come on. Tone it down, G. So if I had to choose a side of the fence, I'd be on the side that says, nah, you know, it's about having limits, I guess, because I'm not totally against PDA. I guess we have to define it, right? Because just a kiss is not like, it's not what we think of when we hear PDA. And I guess, did I say PDA is public display of affection? I don't remember if I said that, but it just means, I guess, self-explanatory, right? Public display of affection is showing any or displaying affection in public. That's what it is. So, you know, I mean, shit that you would normally do in private, romantically, sexually, you're out doing on a street corner or in a restaurant or on the bus or an airplane. I mean, really going for it, as if you're about to make love to this person. You know, I'm like, dog, keep that shit to yourselves. We don't need to see that. Well, don't look at it, Tony. Nobody's forcing you to look at it. Anyway, what do y'all think about PDA? It's not a big deal, but it's, you know, what I mean is you got to have your limits, you know, and a lot of people just don't have limits. It's either all of it or none of it. And sometimes you got to fucking have your hand on the dial. You know what I'm saying? You got to know when to go from a 3 to a 7, from a 7 to an 11, from 11 to back down to a 5. You got to fucking manage that shit, man. Show some goddamn social awareness. Maybe I'm bitter because I'm single. And I'm just hating on all the happy couples who are just so in love. They gotta fucking get it in no matter where they at. Sometimes you just look at your woman and you're like, God damn, I need to put my lips on that. Y'all don't ever feel like that? So I'm not saying I don't get it. I'm just saying, like, you know. Anyway. You know what'd be dope is if every high school, if the government, like if part of our tax money went to funding trips across the globe for high school students, especially in more impoverished areas, just to give them the chance to see a world outside of like their neighborhood and shit. That'd be dope. Because a lot of people never leave their hometown. You were fucking born, raised, went to high school, went to college, and then got a job, got married, had kids, got cancer, and then died in that same city. Never left your fucking city. That is wild to me, bro. That is wild. I'll never know what that feels like. And every time I talk to somebody, I'm just like, you've never left this place? Holy shit. Not that it's bad. I'm just saying that's so foreign to me. Such a foreign concept. To spend your entire life in one city. And life happens wherever you are. I mean, it doesn't really matter where you are. Life happens. I'm just saying that, you know what I'm saying. I don't know why I was saying that though. Why was I telling you that? Oh yeah, I think it would be dope if the government subsidized, or the citizens really, subsidized high school trips abroad. That would be dope. Because I guess it depends on how you travel, but I'm sure anybody listening to this who's an avid traveler knows that the more you travel, the more you realize that places are just places, and what makes them unique is maybe the architecture, maybe the food they eat, but it's really the people and the culture they develop. That's what makes the difference from place to place. And even with different cultures, different languages being spoken and all that shit, it's still just fucking people. Whether you're in Mozambique or Egypt or Japan or Malaysia or Brazil or Colombia or the US or fucking Portugal, Mali, people are just fucking people. Now, I will say there are higher and lower concentrations of fucking assholes depending on where you're at, but they're still just people. Just like there's higher and lower concentrations of fucking angels, right? You know, it's just all mixed in there together. We've all got angels and devils inside of us, right? All of us. It's like anybody who says that they're incapable of being evil to another person just doesn't know themselves well enough. Like when you really get to know, what you're capable of, when you really get to know yourself, and other people, consequently, you realize, man, all of us are capable of the most brilliant, brightest, wonderful, pleasant, positive, helpful shit, and the darkest, dirtiest, fucking schemiest, slimiest, trifling shit one could imagine. You know what I mean? We're all capable of that shit. And so once you understand that and you travel a little bit, you see, we're all just people. Extraordinary people. We're all just people. But why was I saying that? Oh yeah, because I think if high school kids had a chance to just get out and see something different, even just maybe to another part of their country, but I think a foreign country is best, just to see a different way of life, hear a different language, try to fit. And really, I don't know how it would work though, because I would want to just let them loose, not on some tour guide 7th grade field trip shit where you gotta hold the counselor's hand. Don't get lost. Jason, get over here. Get your ass over here. I'm gonna count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I'm not talking about that shit. Did y'all parents used to do that, or teachers? When you were a kid, you would run away when they're calling you, you'd run away and then be, get your ass over here. Or some variation of that, right? Get your ass over here. Come here now. And if you wouldn't do it, or when you didn't do it, I should say, they would say, I'm gonna count to 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, and you're supposed to be standing in front of them before they get to 0. Did y'all parents do that shit? Or did your teachers do that shit? I remember my parents didn't really do that. Maybe my teachers might have. I don't remember my parents doing that kind of shit. My parents, not so much my mom. My dad, he was a physical fellow. So it wasn't with all that talking shit. And I feel like I'd be the same way. I'm all for talking to kids, especially talking to them like they're adults. I'm not a fucking psychiatrist or psychologist, but I just think it's better for the development of a child if you talk to them as if they're adults. Don't talk to them like they're fucking animals. You want to go with it? It's like, dude, why the fuck are you talking to the baby like that? That shit is not cute. Why the fuck are you imagine talking to an adult like that? Why are you talking to that baby like that? No, dude. No, I'm not talking to a baby like a fucking... I don't even talk to animals like that. I do not talk to animals like that. I'm not talking to my fucking baby like that. Nah, dog. Nah. Anyway, I'm not talking about that field trip shit. If we're gonna release the kids, or if we're gonna take them to a foreign country, we just let them loose. Like, hey, fucking figure it out, dog. And then you just put by that time, if this happens in the future in like 2085, everybody will have trackers by then. The government will have put tracking chips in all of us anyway. It's not like we're gonna lose the fucking kids. Go wherever you want, If they kidnap you, don't worry. We will know where you are. Doesn't mean we're coming to save you, but we will know where you are. So rest assured, somebody knows where you are. Okay. And you live with that. You rest in peace with that, because we're not coming to save you. We don't have the funds. Fucking government doesn't spend money on education. They only gave us enough for this trip. We did not receive enough funds in the education budget for a rescue mission. So if we go to Rome and you listen to these fucking street vendors and you say, oh, yeah, sure, I'll come with you behind the alley. You got some special food back there? Listen, your mistake. You fix it, because we don't got the money for no fucking rescue mission. You understand what I'm saying? So by then, the government will have trackers. We're not really concerned with losing the children, right? So you just let them loose and then just let them get into shit. Talk to people, you know? Try to learn the language. Go get some food. Fucking do whatever, man. Do whatever. And we would stay there for at least a month. Matter of fact, to graduate, you would have to go through some fucking rite of passage. The last 3 months of your senior year, your last year in high school, you got to go on a 3-month trip to the continent of your choice. You get to choose the continent, but you have to stay there for 3 months by yourself. Fucking figure it out. We'll give you this much money per month based on how much you need to survive in that place. And at the beginning of the year, we'll make you choose a foreign language to learn. And so you'll spend 9 months intensively studying that language. And then the last 3 months of your high school career, you go to that place where they speak that language and you just have to survive for 3 months. And then you come back in the final project. Actually, and while you're there, we're expecting you to document some aspect of your experience. You can do it however you want. You can do it with photographs. You can do it by writing in a journal every single day. You can vlog, fucking do a podcast, a mixture of all of it. Actually, no, you pick one medium, whatever comes naturally. So if you love writing, write in a journal. If you want to be behind the camera, take pictures. If you want to be the star, do a vlog. If you have something to say, but you don't like being on camera, do a podcast. But document those 3 months. Every single day, you have to record something. And then come back, and your final task before you can graduate is to put it all together and play it at graduation. I don't fucking know. I don't know. I think that'd be cool. Because what so many people lack, I think, especially young people, specifically young people, is just experience. You know? And that's why it's like for a lot of young people, and when I say young, I'm talking fucking, what am I talking? 21 or younger? To me, that's young. That's young. I'm not saying that 30's old. For all you 30-year-olds listening, they're like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck you trying to say, Tone? I am not old, okay? I can still walk upstairs. I'm just saying the 21 is pretty fucking young. So anybody younger than that, I feel like they're just so confused and lost and anxious about the future because that's around the time, especially if you were sheltered as a kid and your parents never made you do anything for yourself, you were spoiled and you never had to struggle, you never had to figure shit out for yourself and make your own decisions. Around 18 to 21 is when it really sets in, like, yo, I am not going to be a teenager forever. I'm going to have to be an adult and make my own money and pay my own rent, choose my own insurance, buy my own car, figure out public transportation, save, invest, find a partner if I want one, have kids and raise them, fucking keep my mental health in order, make sure I eat the right foods, make sure I go to the gym, make sure I do my best not to get fucking cancer, and floss every night like I'm supposed to. And run this business and goddamn try not to punch my coworkers in the face because I need this job to support my 6 children. Holy fuck. That's when it starts to set in. You're like, oh, damn, this is like real life. And if I'm going to make something of it, I guess I have to get up off my ass and do it myself because nobody's coming to save me. That's really when it starts to set in. And I think once you get a bit more experience, you realize, first of all, nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. The quicker you come to grips with that, the better. And when I say come to grips with something, it just means like accept something mentally, emotionally. It was challenging at first to accept it. You don't really want to believe it. And when you finally come to grips with whatever it is, you finally said, okay, I accept that this is reality. All right. I understand. There it is. That's what it means. So when you finally come to grips with the fact that nobody knows what the fuck they're doing, we're all making this shit up as we go along. Life is unpredictable and you make decisions and then there's consequences and you make more decisions and there's more consequences. And sometimes you make good decisions and sometimes you make bad ones. And there are consequences for all your decisions. And not making decisions is a fucking decision. And even those decisions that you don't make, or the decision not to make decisions, is a decision that will lead to fucking consequences. Are you following me? So once you realize that, Nobody knows what they're doing, and we're all just making it up. You can just like fucking chill a bit. Stop being so fucking hard on yourself, and hopefully stop comparing yourself to people that seem to be your age, more or less, and they seem way more successful and way happier and more fulfilled, and they've got it all figured out. They don't, bro. They don't. They do not. They're making this shit up as they go along, just like you, right? And you can't control the circumstances you're born into. Some people are born into better ones, worse ones, good ones, bad ones, whatever, bro. You can't control that shit. You just got to work with what you got. Stop dwelling on the past. Stop looking at what other people are doing and fucking just do your shit. And once you get, more life experience, once you get out of the house a little bit, you talk to people, listen to their stories, you try things for yourself, you write your own life story, you know what I mean? Little by little, you start to you just start to put it together, man. You start to get a bit of direction, is what I'm trying to say. And so if you get a chance to leave your country at that young of an age and you see there's a whole fucking world out there, just by knowing that, you might think bigger than ever possible if you had just stayed in your city your entire life. That's what I'm trying to say. That was a very roundabout way of trying to express that particular point. And I'm not trying to knock anybody that's going to spend their whole life in their city or their country. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that sometimes your beliefs, your thoughts, your ideas of what's possible are limited to how big you think the world is. So if you think the world is super small, there's no opportunities and nothing's ever going to work, and you're never going to find a partner, never going to be happy, you could never do this and that. I mean, what life experience do you expect to have, bruh? Right? And let me, I feel myself going in that every fucking talking about nothing episode, I get to the motivational speech bullshit part of the recording. Why do I always go there? I fucking hate motivational speeches. I'm not on that shit, all right? Had to make that clear. But I'm just saying, if you think the world is small, your opportunities are small, the chances are small, then your thoughts are small. But when if you see how big the world actually is, sometimes you just end up thinking bigger, And so if you see what's actually possible, just by knowing other things exist, it changes the way you think, right? This is why we're supposed to learn until the day we die. This is why. That might be the reason for fucking intelligence. That might be its purpose. Give us the ability to learn until the day we die. Because I mean, that's what it's about. This I was about to go off the rails there. I don't know why I was about to start. I was talking like I was about to narrate a fucking Netflix nature documentary. Across every species of life, we see the evolution of man and beast and fish. Across the centuries, we've seen grand changes. We've seen such evolution, and I think that's the meaning of life. I think that is the purpose of intelligence, so we can learn and we can grow. And we can show our forefathers and our forefathers' forefathers that we are not in the same place from which we came. We are not. We are here to grow. That is the purpose of life. And you can see that. You can see that with our intelligence. We are here to grow and learn and try new things and experience life to the fullest. You've got to taste it. You've got to taste it. You've got to taste it, lad. You got to stick your tongue in there. You got to let it flip around a little bit. You know what I mean? You got to get on your taste buds, right? You got to let it drip down your cheek, drip down your lips a little bit. Lick your lips. Your lips are wet. Lick it. There you go. All right, lad. That's how you do it. You got to taste it. You got to taste the spice of life. I feel like I'm getting Australian with it. Whenever I try to do a British accent, I end up sounding Australian. And when I try to do Australian, I end up sounding fucking British. That shit is, man, we were on Discord earlier talking about movies, cinema, story writing, everything that is involved in movies and TV series and stuff like that. And we were talking about like British actors playing characters with American accents and vice versa. And just like when you think about elite actors, the top of their game. I mean, the ones with real range that can play a myriad of characters. Because you have some actors that really only fit into a few character types. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's just casting or the industry doesn't want to give them a chance in other roles, or there's never been a role written for. I don't fucking know. I don't know the reason. But there's some, there are some actors that just, you can only see them playing a few roles. It would, and that's it. But other actors and actresses, other actors and actresses can play a myriad of characters. One day they're a fucking Willy Wonka. The next day they're Captain Jack Sparrow. One day they're Jordan Belfort. And the next day they're fucking the dude from Shutter Island. You know what I'm saying? You get what the fuck I'm trying to say. They just play many different characters. And sometimes those characters have different accents. They're theoretically or supposedly from different countries. So you imagine a British person, born and raised, got a nice British accent, and they got to play an American. They have to take fucking accent classes. They pay a professional to train them to speak the same language they've been speaking since birth with a different accent. You understand that? What the fuck, bro? That is wild. I can't talk for longer than 20 or 30 seconds like that. You sound like a Brit. And then it doesn't even sound good. It's like, you just talk like a Brit. You know what I mean? I've just listened to so much Premier League football that now I'm a bit more accustomed to the British accent, but mine is terrible. I don't fucking know. It just doesn't sound authentic. But actors, dude, the time that one must invest. It's one thing to learn a foreign language and sound like a native, but to speak your language with a different accent as if it's your original accent for an entire movie. What the fuck, bro? Or when actors lose like 50 fucking kilos just to play a role, or they gain 50 fucking kilos. I remember watching an interview with Wagner Moura, the guy who played Pablo Escobar in Narcos, the newest one from Netflix. And he was saying, like, because in the series he's got a fucking gut on him. He's got a big ass stomach, fucking fat. He's fucking skinny fat because his legs and his arms and his chest were average size, but he just had that fucking belly, right? And the interviewer was asking him, he was like, did you really just put on all that weight just to play this role? He was like, yes, that is my fucking stomach. So this man ate like shit, fucking greasy French fries and pizza and baby back ribs and drinking beer and Coca-Cola and smoking cigarettes and shit just to get an oversized belly to look more authentic in the TV series. That is dedication, bro. That is dedication, Or a lady who's got hair all the way down her fucking back, almost at her waist, and she shaves her entire head just for a movie role. Jesus Christ. That's dedication right there. And it's funny because the first thing I wanted to be in life was an actor. I was convinced. I'm actually still convinced I would have been a really, really, really good actor. But I would not have been a good professional. I just like the acting part of it. But when you really get into like the meat and potatoes of what an actor does, all the shit that happens behind the scenes, it's a lot. It's so much more than what you see on the screen. All the preparations and the rehearsals, memorizing lines. You remember, if you guys have seen The Matrix, the fight scene between Morpheus and, fuck was his name? Neo? When they're going at it, I'm talking hand-to-hand fucking combat, some fucking kung fu looking shit. Just the amount of times they had to rehearse that scene and practice doing the movements to make it look like an authentic fight. Shit like that. That's what I'm saying. And La Casa de Papel, I guess it's Money Heist in English. I'm pretty sure that's the translated title on Netflix. In that series, the guy who played, I think it was season 3, 4, and 5, or the last seasons, the second heist. The guy who played Bogota, tall Spanish dude. I was watching the behind the scenes stuff on Netflix. He was an actual boxer, a professional boxer, a fucking champion. And so there was a scene, if for those of you that have seen it, obviously, there was a scene in the series when they were in the bank and the guy named Gandia was about to get released from the bank during the heist. And Bogota was like, we're not just going to let this motherfucker leave the bank. This motherfucker killed Nairobi, dog. We are not just letting him walk out those doors. I'm gonna beat the shit out of this dude. You know, we're not just letting him go. So anyway, it was a case of vengeance, right? And they had a fight scene. It's a little hand-to-hand combat. And I was watching the behind the scenes shit, and they had to like practice boxing because he was a professional boxer at one point. So you could see him in the documentary giving them like boxing tips, and they're rehearsing the movements and teaching them footwork and all this shit. That's the type of stuff I find fascinating about art in general. It's not even so much the finished work, even though that's great too, but like what led up to that shit, you know? What was, like I said before, the thought process, the struggles, where the idea came from, where did they record the album, which microphone did they use, like what was the energy in the session when they recorded that shit, how much of it was freestyled, how many times did he have to record it to get the perfect take, you know, who's on the beat. How did you guys find the producer? How much did he get paid? What's the chemistry like in the studio? Do y'all actually like each other? Are y'all friends outside the music industry? You know, what does a fucking producer do all day? Are you literally trapped in the studio just making beats? You got a girl? You like to go to the beach? I mean, shit like that, you know. That has nothing to do with behind the scenes at this point, but you get what I'm trying to say. I just love documentary style shit. I wanted to be a documentary photographer at one point too. When I discovered photography, that was one of the early things I wanted to do with it. Was just like when I had the privilege to travel, I would just take a camera and document everything because I don't know what it is about documentaries that I like so much more than scripted movies, you know? Like a quality documentary that shows the way life is in a place you'll probably never go to. And it's just a bunch of stories that, I mean, they're real stories. I guess that's what it is it's turning a real life story into a movie. That's what I think is kind of cool. Is you get movie level production and attention to detail, but it's somebody's like real life story. That's dope. You know? Anybody who has aspirations to be a content creator, dude, an idea that a lot of people are probably doing, I really don't know, but what I think would be super dope is just buy like a body camera or maybe wait 5 or 10 years until they make some glasses with little tiny cameras in them. Because Facebook partnered with Ray-Ban to make some glasses like that. But they only record vertical video. They don't record a long time. The microphone, from what I understand, is not that good. Small memory card is just not there yet. They're relatively heavy and shit. So once they make glasses you can put on little cameras in them and you can just record a literal POV all day, every day, and then in the editing room, just turn it into an interesting movie, documenting your life. That'd be the fucking shit. You imagine somebody in like the fucking, I don't know, the backwoods of Mississippi or the fucking slums in Rio or some shit, or at fucking the most high-tech street in Japan. I don't fucking know. Anywhere. Name a place. But people all over the world can effortlessly record content and show you what it's really like in that place, all POV style. Not some fucking fabricated, scripted, half fake, half vlog type shit that you see on YouTube, bro. Man, I fucking hate YouTubers, bro. You know, YouTubers are, man, like I don't hate YouTubers, just the fucking ones that their entire, how can I say this politely? I'm talking about those YouTubers that just clearly are living for their camera. You know what I mean? Like literally just like they only exist to get up, put a camera in their face and walk around talking to their camera all day. And then like they put like a fucking clickbait title, a clickbait thumbnail about some shit that, like, for example, if you want to, I don't know, let's say you're trying to research the visa process or signing up for a visa, or getting a tourist visa, a long-term visa in some foreign country. And then some fucking YouTuber goes to that country and starts doing like vlogs and shit. And they make a video called "What You Need to Know About the Visa Process If You're From This Country." And you think, great, this lovely individual took the time to put together a 26-minute video to explain to me in detail how I apply for this visa, what should I expect, how much does it cost, blah, 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 blah. You click on the fucking video and it's literally just this person. Like the video, okay, the title is what to know about this visa if you're from this country. The thumbnail is this person holding a visa, pointing at it, smiling. Right? I got what you need. That's what they communicate with the title and the thumbnail. All you want is some fucking information. You click on that shit and it starts with this person eating breakfast, making a protein shake. Oh, I'm so tired. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. On this episode of I'm a fucking lame, I'm about to show you my daily routine here in this country. It's like, okay, time out. Maybe we're not on the same page. I clicked on this video because I wanted to know about the visa process. Come to find out, you got to get 13 minutes into the video before they even mention the fucking visa process. Then they glide right over that shit, don't even go into detail, and then it's back to the vlog. Fucking hate YouTubers, bro. Jesus Christ. It's like all this, just like, I just hate having my fucking time wasted, and it's like all this unnecessary information. All this unnecessary information. We don't need to see this shit, bro. Jesus Christ. I don't know. That shit is irritating. And it's like my frustration is motivated by a couple of things. I'm going to try to remember them all as I explain them one by one. It's motivated, I guess, from an artistic perspective. It's like if you're creating something that cannot be edited, a piece of entertainment, particularly like a video. This is about to sound hypocritical because I'm recording a podcast talking about fucking nothing. So obviously, this is going to sound hypocritical, but you're recording, even if it's a vlog, for example, putting in all these unnecessary shots and moments of the day and like things you said, or like when fucking YouTubers purposefully edit in a mistake that they made or something fell and they have to draw your attention to it in the middle of the video as if anybody gives a fuck. It's like, oh, they're going to think this is hilarious. My microphone fell down. They're going to love that. They need to see that. No, we fucking don't, bro. Edit that shit out. It's like they purposefully left it in the video, They purposefully edit in bloopers and mistakes or shit that, is like if you were there in the room, it would be insignificant. But because we're recording, oh man, that was, you know what I'm saying? It's like, bruh, we don't need that shit in the video. Do y'all feel me? Jesus Christ, bro. Why are you wasting my time? It's not funny. I just hate having my fucking time wasted, bro. If I click on your video, you gotta, I guess it's just what I'm saying. It's from an artistic perspective. It's a skill you have to develop to remove everything that's not necessary. That's what good musicians do. That's what good filmmakers do. That's what good fucking, this is what you do. Good writers, right? The first draft of a book, 60,000 fucking pages. And then little by little or step by step, you start removing shit that's unnecessary. You start rewording shit. So it's a nice, concise fucking text. Takes time to read this shit, bro. Why are you including unnecessary words and phrases? Jesus Christ. And that's how I feel when I watch a fucking YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? It's like they try to make, especially, I'm not talking about, I guess I went too hard on vloggers. I'm talking about people who make informative videos. You make fucking cell phone reviews, or you're teaching me how to use Microsoft Excel and you're trying to make it a fucking comedy movie or some shit. What the fuck? Just tell me how to fucking do it, bro. I don't got time for this shit. Jesus. That shit is irritating, man. Because it's like all these fucking little hacks and tricks you got to do to keep their attention. Watch time is very important. Got to make them watch to the end. You know what will make me skip a video faster than anything else is that they say, stick around to the end for the bonus tip. I'm like, bro, if we were in the same room, I would slap your fucking face. Don't talk to me like I'm stupid. Think I don't know what you're doing? Jesus Christ. All these hacks because everybody just wants to go viral and get the most views, which I can understand. If you're a professional YouTuber, you're a professional content creator, and your main source of revenue is the ads that you get on your videos, and the ads that get shown to people are based on how many people click on your video. I get it. You got to get clicks. You got to get views. I fucking get it. You know, everybody's got to eat. I understand. But that doesn't mean it's not fucking annoying. You know, if your shit is good, people will watch until the end. You don't have to fucking do all these editing fucking hacks and tricks and changing the angle and cutting the camera every fucking 6 seconds. Dude, because sometimes your eyes will remain fixed on the screen, but it doesn't mean you're processing what's happening. It doesn't mean you're actually engaged and watching. Your eyes just keep moving to the newest thing on the screen. You're not paying attention. You're just being distracted, right? Your attention, like you're not paying attention. Somebody just has your attention. There's a difference. And it's like if your shit is actually good and informative and worth listening to or watching, people will pay the fuck attention. And if they're not paying attention, it's not for them. Jesus Christ. And you gotta like, bro, fucking A. I hate YouTubers, bro. I don't hate YouTubers. I keep saying that. That's very inaccurate. That's an inaccurate thing to say. I hate that kind of fucking YouTuber. I love YouTubers in general, right? Because, I mean, shit, half the shit I've learned in the past decade was on YouTube. Just because some kind soul had some information and took the time to record it, put it up there on a free website for the world to see and use and benefit from. It's fucking amazing. You can learn almost anything with YouTube, ChatGPT, TikTok, and Instagram. And Google too, if you got time to waste, right? You can learn so much shit. So much entertainment too. It's the most creative shit. So, I mean, I love YouTubers. I love all content creators, even if the style isn't what I'm into, even if I don't want to watch or listen to that shit. I love the fact that people are doing it. So I know I went pretty hard there. I know I just shat all over that particular type of YouTube, but fuck those guys. Everybody else, I got love for y'all. I don't give a fuck what you talk about. I don't give a fuck how often you post, if it's video, if it's text, if it's images. I don't give a shit. If you got something to share that shit. You know, if you got something to say that shit. Just know I might not be listening. Somebody might. Somebody might. Probably won't be me though. Probably won't be me. No, but seriously, like anybody who has the idea, I want to make content, I want to produce content, fucking go for it. The worst thing that can happen is nobody watches it. Which will probably happen for most people, at least in the beginning. But if you really want to do it, just give it a fucking try. Just dedicate a year to consistently producing one video a week, one article a week, one podcast episode a week, one photo a week, one song a week, whatever the fuck floats your boat. Just try that shit. You know? Especially if you got something positive to say or something creative to share with the world or solutions to problems. You need to share that shit. Too many fucking boneheads and negative Nancys and clowns making the most noise in our society and thus having the attention of the majority of our society. It's like, dude, we need to fucking provide the world with better shit to consume. So if you have some good ideas, some positive shit you want to share, some creativity, some inspiration, share that shit. You know what I'm saying? Express yourself. Or don't, if don't listen to me if you don't have to express yourself if you don't want to. I remember I went to Mexico many, many years ago. I met this incredible woman who shall remain nameless. And she, I don't know where if it was written on her wall or a picture she sent me, it was her profile picture actually. She was such a fascinating person, dog. And she was an artist type. She was a poet. So she really had her way with words, and she was super emotional and like into her feelings and fucking just tapped into life. You know what I mean? And felt everything and felt what you were feeling and all this. You know what I mean? That kind of, maybe you never met somebody like that. But on her profile picture on WhatsApp one day, I saw something that she drew. I think she drew it. I actually don't know now. Maybe she was a fucking fraud. I'm joking. I saw on her WhatsApp profile picture the words, "You don't have to express yourself if you don't want to." And it was like under that, it was a drawing of this dude with a blank expression on his face. I don't know why I remember that all the time. I think about that picture all the fucking time. That's an exaggeration, Tom. Not all the time. I don't think about that. I don't think about that all the fucking time. Like every day it's just on my mind. No, I don't. Yeah. But I think about it from time to time, just every once in a while it pops into my head. And then I just sit there thinking like, you don't have to express yourself if you don't want to. I don't know why that fucking phrase sticks with me to this day. That was fucking 8 years ago. And I remember it to this day. I don't even know why. I don't even know what it means to me. I just find it's just a really interesting thing to say. You don't have to express yourself if you don't want to. Such an interesting thing to say to another person. I don't know where to go from here. I don't even know how we got here. What are we doing on time? How are we doing? Hour 25. Goddamn, how does time fly when you're getting high? Time flies, man. Time flies. When you're podcasting, when you're scrolling, when you're drinking, when you're smoking. I don't know. It's wild to think, we always say this like every year. Since time, as long as time has been recorded, every year somebody says time is just passing faster and faster. But to think we're in August 2023, it's just wild, man. It's wild. I guess I would just like to understand why it feels like yesterday that it was February 21st. It's like a blink twice and it's August, It's wild, man. Yeah, how did we get here? I don't remember. But yeah, time flies when you're podcasting. Yeah, that's how you can tell it's time to end this transmission. I'm really I can't remember what I'm talking about. I don't even know what time it is, homie. 12:46. 12:46 in the morning. Yeah, I guess it's good. It's a good time to wrap this up, man. I really, I was this whole episode was just supposed to be a test. I was just gonna cut on the mic and talk shit for a little bit because I'm testing this recording setup without my mixer, and then I just have to accentuate my voice in the editing software as opposed to using this analog machine. And I was, I don't know how far I was into the episode. I was just like, fuck it, let's just keep on going. And I think this is going to be talking about nothing number 4. I'm pretty sure. I really don't know why y'all like these episodes so much, if I'm being honest with you. I don't know why these episodes get the most downloads and replays and whatever. I really don't know. Well, I guess I do know because I listened to Bill Burr's Monday Morning podcast. If you like comedy and you think people talking shit is funny, then I highly recommend Bill Burr's Monday Morning podcast. Such a good fucking show, man. That dude is hilarious. And I guess because that's what he does. He'll cut on the microphone and just fucking rant and ramble for an hour straight and then cut it off and post that shit. And it really is some of the most entertaining shit I've heard in a while. Like, he's really good at what he does. He's a really good podcaster, a really good comedian, one of my favorites. And maybe the reason I love listening to his podcast is the reason y'all love listening to Talking About Nothing. Maybe. I don't know. Because sometimes when I'm like playing this back, editing and shit, I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? But sometimes it's good to just get it out, empty your conscience, say whatever comes to mind. sometimes it's good for you, you know, like some people will write in their journal and just write and write and write and write until they can't write anymore. And then they won't even read it. They'll just, you know, it just felt good to get it out. So, yeah, I don't know what the moral of that story is, but anyway, my friend, I'm gonna get out of here. I gotta take care of a couple things. I gotta go see a man about a horse. Gotta go see a man about a horse, handle some business. Get up early in the morning, see a man about another horse, handle some more business. You know how it is. You know how it is, player. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this one up. This has been another episode of The Realist, of the Englishist, of the Radioist. I have been your hostessist, Tonyist, Kaizenist, and I will certainly talk to you soon.